The Premier League is back, and what better way to celebrate than by rebuilding a newly promoted Premier League side. Now, Southampton were promoted in the best possible way by beating Leeds United 1-0 at Wembley Stadium. The Saints have bolstered their squad, adding the likes of Ben Berreton Diaz, Adam Lallana, Charlie Taylor, Ronnie Edwards, Nathan Wood and Taylor Harwood-Bellis, to name a few. However, despite these signings, Southampton's squad is still looking a little bit shy, and without further incomings, the Saints could be in danger of relegation. Now, it's our job to make sure this doesn't happen, as we are taking charge of Southampton in FC24 with the end goal of winning them a Champions League trophy. Now, if you do enjoy the content, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help me out. We are aiming for 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's jump into FC24 and get Southampton rebuilt. So this is the Southampton team we have loaded into an FC24, and my brethrens, it is not looking good. This team has got a very, very slim chance of staying in the Premier League without any new incomings, as there's so many players under 75 rated. We have got a lot of work to do in the early days of this rebuild. Now, the squad has been updated with the correct transfers. We just need to make a few loans permanent in-game and cancel a few loans, then we're completely set. Now, in Season 1, Southampton will have £53 million to improve the squad, which is a really, really nice transfer budget, and we are definitely going to have to use this money. Now, an early positive is there's a lot of very young players at the club who actually look quite promising. Now, in real life, the Saints did not sign Joe Rothwell permanently, so we are going to be cancelling this loan. However, the Saints did make Taylor Harwood-Bellis and Flynn Downs both permanent fixtures at St Mary's, so we're going to be making both these signings permanent right now. So Harwood-Bellis is first through the door for a very respectable £10 million, and Downs follows him through the door for just £2.6 million, which is a great deal. Now, you may notice that we actually have two extremely good young players currently out on loan. The first being Carlos Alcaraz, who's 20-year-old and 73 rated. Boys, I am absolutely cancelling this loan, and he is definitely going straight into our starting 11. And while we're at it, Armel Bella-Kotchap is out on loan at PSV. He's 21 years old and 74 rated. This guy could be an incredible player for us. His loan is also getting cancelled. He's getting brought back to St Mary's now. And now that we've made a few loans permanent and brought a few players back to the club, we've got 41 million to actually improve the team. And looking at that team, we have got to improve in the central midfield position, so we are definitely looking for at least 2 new centre midfielders. But before we get into transfers, there's a small matter of our tactical vision, and we are going for a wing player tactical vision for this rebuild. This is because we have got very good young high potential wingers, and we've got really solid fullbacks, meaning we can cause absolute mayhem on the flanks, and that should get us some wins. So let's now get into some transfers, boys, and our scouts have been hard at work scouring for centre midfielders, and I think we've found a bit of a gem here, boys. Joe Willock of Newcastle United, 78 rated, 23-year-old, 6'1", high work rates, stats all above 70, fell down the pecking order a little bit at St James's Park after some injuries, and he falls well into our price range, as the max we'll have to pay for him is £25 million. I think this would be a really solid addition, really bolster our midfield, so we are going to bring him to St Mary's. And Joe Willock is in for £21 million, and I think this is a really solid pickup. Now, we are left with a budget of £21 million after that signing, but we have got some players leaving the club. So before we go in for another central midfielder, there has been quite a few outgoings to get through him. Jack Stevens has left the club to Al Nassr for £2.5 million. Shea Charles has joined Leicester City on loan for a season. Sekou Mara has joined Besiktas on loan for the season. Joe Aribo has joined Brentford for £2.8 million. Nathan Wood has joined Anderlecht on a season-long loan. Ronnie Edwards has joined Inter Miami on a season-long loan. Samuel Amu Amewa has joined Swansea City on loan for the season. Jan Bednarek has joined Fulham for £3.4 million. Cam Bragg has joined Majalbe AIF. I've butchered that team name, by the way, boys, on a season-long loan. And very bizarrely, Ross Stewart has joined Legia Warsaw on a 2-year loan, leaving us with £35 million to bring in another central midfielder. And boys, we have once again identified a player who's got all stats above 70 rated. Curtis Jones of Liverpool is 22 years old, 79 rated, high work rates again like Joe Willock, 6'1" as well. Stats speak for themselves, all above 70 rated, and he falls well into our price range, as Liverpool want a maximum of £28.5 million for him, which we can definitely afford. Another man who's a little bit far down the pecking order at Liverpool, who I do think is very attainable for us in this transfer window. And Curtis Jones is in for £25 million, which is another excellent signing. And after the incomings of Willock and Jones, looking at that team, I think them signings have taken us from a dead cert for relegation to actually a very competitive Premier League side. And with only £6 million in our bank, our transfer window is definitely done. And the exodus has continued, boys, as we have let 3 more players leave the club. Jadon Megoma has joined FC Petrol, I think that's how you pronounce it. City on a season-long loan. Juan Larios has joined Citadella on a season-long loan. And we have also sold club legend Stuart Armstrong to Leicester City for 2.2 million, rounding off at a transfer window. So we've shifted a lot of deadwood out of the club, brought in 2 high-quality young Premier League setting midfielders, and I think we're more than equipped to stay up in the Premier League in Season 1. It is no time to simulate forward straight through to the end of Season 1 and see if the Saints did indeed stay up. So we have arrived at the end of Season 1 and we have finished 14th in the Premier League on 45 points, securing Premier League survival, which was our main goal. And I have to say our job was made very easy for us this season, as the bottom 4 were absolutely dire. And we ended up being 20 points clear of the relegation zone at the end of the season, so it is a job well done for us. Now we have to bring the right bodies in to progress us up the league table in Season 2. In the FA Cup, we made it to the 5th round where Brighton and Hove Albion beat us 5-3 to dump us out. I think that's not a too bad run from us. I would have liked to have got to the later rounds, but at this moment in time it was all about just staying in the Premier League. So this is how the team is looking at the end of Season 1, and it is starting to definitely take shape. We've got some players over 80 rated now in Sugawara, Willock and Jones, proving to be really good signings. Harwood, Bellis and Alcaraz have had really good seasons in terms of growth as well. Now looking at the team going into Season 2, I think we're going to have to bring a central defensive midfielder to the club to replace Flynn Downs. As at 76 rated and 25 years old, I do not think he's good enough to take Southampton to the next level, and I want to bring in a goalkeeper as well to replace Gavin Bazunu, as although he has good potential in this year's game and we have used him before, I do think we can do better. So a centre defensive midfielder and a goalkeeper are definitely on the cards in Season 2. Now in terms of stats, our best player was actually Ben Berreton Diaz, getting 18 goals and 2 assists, closely followed by Carlos Alcaraz, who got 15 goals and 8 assists. It was a very, very good shout cancelling his loan, as he's been really influential into keeping us up. So we got the job done. We stayed in the Premier League in Season 1. Now we need to get into Season 2, build on that and propel ourselves further up the Premier League table. So we have arrived in Season 2 and we have got a very healthy transfer budget of £81 million, and this is going to help us out massively. So as we know, boys, a central defensive midfielder is a primary target for us in this transfer window, and we have identified João Gomez of Wolverhampton Wanderers. He's 23 years old, 79 rated. He's got really, really nice stats as well and high defensive work rates, which we love to see, and he falls well into our price range, boys, as Wolves will want up to 30 million for him, but I'm very confident we can get a good deal for Gomez. And Gomez joins the club for a very respectable 25 million, and that does leave us with 65 million pounds to bring a goalkeeper in, and I'd be foolish to not go for a world-class keeper. And one of our secondary goals while rebuilding the team has been to trim the squad, as we have got so much deadwood here at Southampton, and that has continued. Roman Perrault has joined Brentford for 6 million pounds. Jaden Magoma has joined Salzburg for 500 grand. Don Ballard has joined Palermo on loan. Lewis Payne has joined Peterborough for 490 grand. We have loaned out a few youth academy players, and Adam Armstrong has joined Bournemouth for 5.4 million pounds. As of right now, they're the only outgoings, but there is a lot of work going on behind the scenes. So our secondary target in this transfer window was to improve our goalkeeper, and we are going for a man who has fallen down the pecking order at his current club. That is Aaron Ramsdale of Arsenal. He's 83 rated, 26-year-old in his prime years, and he again falls well into our price range, as the max we are paying for him is 36 million. And we have signed Aaron Ramsdale for 34 million, which again is another really good deal. And we do still have 26 million pounds, and with transfers going on behind the scenes to take players out of Southampton, I think we might be able to get one more signing in this window. So we are eyeing a new signing, boys, and we have cleared some more deadwood from the club, and I'm going to run you through them right now. Alex McCarthy has joined Preston for 690 grand. We have once again loaned out youngster Samuel Amo Amaiwu to Basaksehir on loan for the season. Ryan Manning has left for Brighton for 3.5 million. Joe Lumley has joined Norwich for 940 grand, and Shea Charles and Ronnie Edwards have both gone out on loan for the season, leaving us with 38 million in the bank. And looking at our very tired starting 11, I'm thinking I want to bring in a left back to replace Kyle Walker-Peters. Now I know Southampton fans, you are going to absolutely hate me, but he's 77 rated, he's 27 years old, he's not going to grow by much more. I think we can do much better than Kyle Walker-Peters. And now I'm going to do something that I don't normally do on this channel to soften the blow of losing Kyle Walker-Peters, and I am going to sign Luke Shaw, the man who came through Southampton's academy from Manchester United. He's 29 years old, 82 rated, really good stats, England's first choice left back, but Man United will want upwards of 25 million for his services. I think it's only right that we bring Luke Shaw back to St Mary's to finish off his career, and we have brought Luke Shaw back to St Mary's for 26 million. Now I am fully aware, boys, that Luke Shaw probably will not be our end game left back, but it is nice to have him back at St Mary's, even if it's just for a few seasons. I know we only have £8 million in the bank, so I'm thinking that's going to be our window done in terms of incomings. Now that does mean this will be the Southampton team to take us into season 2, and we have made it so much stronger on paper. I definitely think we're going to be nowhere near the relegation zone, just like we were last season, and I'm quietly hopeful that we can actually sneak into the top half of this season. So that is now the end of our transfer window. The only other outgoings that have taken place are youth player loans, which I won't bore you with. We are now simulating forward straight through to the end of season 2, and like I said, boys, I am quietly confident that we could sneak into the top half of the Premier League this season. So we have arrived at the end of season 2, boys, and I have to say this season has been a roaring success, as we have finished 4th in the Premier League, securing Champions League football for season 3, finishing on 68 points, narrowly edging out Tottenham to finish in the top 4. Champions League football is coming to St Mary's, and lads, we have gone one better. We have actually won the FA Cup, beating Bournemouth, which is a bit of a derby, in the final on penalties 4-3. This is absolutely unbelievable. What a season for Southampton. Top 4 and an FA Cup trophy. It cannot get much better than that. So this is how the team is looking. This team has got us into the top 4 and won us an FA Cup, and I am not surprised. So many players now over 80 rated in the team, with our standout players being Gomez and Ramsdale. Now, pinpointing where I want to improve this team has been a little bit difficult, as we've performed so well, but I am going to look to bring in a centre-back to replace Bella Kotchap, as he's just not going at a good rate, and I am going to look for a right winger to replace Sulemana. However, the rest of the team I am quite happy with to take into the Champions League. You may be looking at Brereton Diaz thinking he's 79 rated and about 27-year-old. Can we do better? But wait till you see the stats. That man deserves to play in the Champions League. So season 3, centre-back, right winger, and I'll be happy. And I said wait till you see the stats. Carlos Alcaraz got 25 goals in 47 games. Excellent return for him. But Ben Brereton Diaz got 24 goals and 4 assists in 49 games. The man was absolutely outstanding, and he has earned himself the right to play in the Champions League. I really do not think season 2 could have gone any better if we tried. We're now getting into season 3, and Southampton are in the Champions League, so we need to bring some quality through the door. So we have arrived in season 3, and we have actually got £174 million in the bank from winning the FA Cup and finishing 4th. This budget, man, I could not ask for any better, and we are going to revolutionise this Southampton team. So despite having absolute bang, we are going to kick off season 3. We're doing a little bit of bargain hunting, as we have identified Odilon Kasuno of Bayer Leverkusen. Is 24-year-old, 84 rated, and he is actually going to cost around his market value at 44 million, as his contract is expiring in 11 months time. Boys, if you ever get the chance to make a bargain deal, you've just got to make it happen. We have just signed an 84 rated centre back for just 40 million. That is insane. So we've sorted the centre back. We are now in for a right winger, and we have identified a man I have been itching to use in FC24, and that man is Moussa Diaby of Aston Villa. I'm not too sure if he has currently left them in real life and gone to the Saudi League. I am aware there was some interest. In FC24, he's 25 years old, 85 rated, high low width rates. His stats, wow, they are good, and he falls well into our price range. Villa will want a lot of money for him, up to 75 million. But I'm very confident we can strike a good deal here for Diaby. And what a huge signing for us this is. We have brought Moussa Diaby to St Mary's for 63 million. And now Kasunu and Diaby have been added to our starting 11. That team is looking insane. And we do still have 58 million in the bank, and there's a little voice in the back of my head saying replace Brereton Diaz for season 3. But he actually scored 24 goals. I'm going to give him 1 season in the Champions League, then probably replace him next season. Who knows? He could have a breakout season and grow to 83 rated for all we know. And because of the signing of Kasunu, that does mean one player's time at the club has come to an end, and that means Armel Bella Kotchap will be listed for transfer. He's no longer good enough to take Southampton forward, and we know he is not going to accept anything less than being an important first team player, so we're going to have to cash in, boys. And we have kicked off season 3 in excellent style, beating Man City on penalties to claim the Community Shield. We've arrived at the end of the transfer window, and there has been quite a few outgoings once again. Now, a lot of these outgoings are youth player sales and loans, which I won't bore you with. I'll only bother you with the first teamers. So kicking things off, Armel Bella Kotchap got an excellent move to Manchester United for 17 million. Samuel Edoze has joined Getafe on a season-long loan. Ross Stewart has joined Hull City for 1.7 million. Ronnie Edwards will once again go out on loan, this time to Sassuolo, and Don Ballard has joined Osasuna for the season. That rounds off our transfer window. Now time to check our Champions League group. And you know what? Our Champions League group is very interesting. We've got Bayern Munich, Benfica and Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, I'm actually quite quietly confident that we can comfortably get out of this group. I expect Bayern Munich to top it, then I think it'll be between us and Benfica, who takes second spot, and I am quite confident we can clinch it. We are now simulating forward straight through to the end of season 3. Hopefully we've improved it on the pitch once again. We've arrived at the end of season 3, boys, and we have had an outstanding season, finishing second in the Premier League on 72 points. But just look at Arsenal, boys. They have done their second ever invincible season as they finished on 92 points, losing no games in the Premier League. That is insane, and history does indeed repeat itself. Now, in the FA Cup, we made it all the way to the semi-finals, and so did the team I actually support, Bolton. What are we doing in a FA Cup semi-final when we're a League One side? Unfortunately, we couldn't get to the final, and neither could my team, Bolton. And the semi-finals of the FA Cup is very respectable when you go on to win the Carabao Cup, and once again we have won a domestic cup on penalties, beating Everton 3-2. And lads, we were so poor in the Champions League, only finishing third, meaning we dropped down to the Europa League. But we would go on to win the Europa League, beating Chelsea 2-1 in the final, and we have actually added European silverware to our trophy cabinet, and our team is looking absolutely insane on paper. Ramsdale, Casuno, Gomez and Diaby, all world class. But you may notice that Ben Brereton Diaz is not out on the left, and that is because I somehow didn't see that he had a release clause in his contract which Getafe paid, and he has left the club for 10.5 million. So that means in season 4 we need to bring in a left winger to replace Brereton Diaz, and I'm also thinking I want to bring in a centre back to replace Harwood Bellis, as he is not quite at the level we want him to be. So in season 4 it will be a left winger and centre back on the cards. Now, we played an absolutely ridiculous amount of games this season, over 60 games, and that resulted in a lot of goals for our team. Moussa Diaby's first season at Southampton was outstanding. He got 39 goals and 15 assists. That is some return. And Carlos Alcaraz was our second best player, getting 31 goals and 13 assists, which is outstanding as well. Then after that, not many involvements from the rest of the squad, which I am kind of disappointed about. So after an absolutely unbelievable season 3, we need to get some more quality into the squad and try to progress through the group in the Champions League, because that were just not good enough. So we have arrived in season 4 and we have got £251 million in the bank. This is insane money, and we have got to bring in some world-class players now. So boys, we have got a staggering amount of money in the bank, and we are going out for superstars in this window, as we have identified Rafael Leao to replace Brereton Diaz out on the left. This man just speaks for himself. 89 rated, 27-year-old, stats are perfect, so many play styles, and it's mad to think that Milan could ask for up to £132 million for him, and we would still have over 100 million to bring in a centre back. And what an unbelievable signing. We bring Leao in for 120 million, and that is clearly pocket change to us, as we still have 119 million to bring in a centre back. Now, for me, Arsenal were a little bit too good last season, so you better believe we are taking their best player, William Saliba. He's 89 rated, 25-year-old. Them stats for a centre back are just Rolls Royce, and it just so happens that his contract is expiring, so we can get him on the cheap, and we have just signed one of the best centre backs in the world for 76 million. And after signing two of the best players in world football, we've still got 24 million in the bank, but there probably won't be any more incomings in this window. And we kick off our season with a very narrow UEFA Super Cup loss to Barcelona, 4-3 in the end. That looks like a really entertaining game. So we've arrived at the end of the transfer window, and there has been some interesting things going on. So we'll kick things off with some outgoings. Flynn Downs joined Frankfurt for 8.5 million. Juan Larios joined Luton for 1.5 million. Cam Bragg went to Norwich on loan. Samuel Amo Amewa joined Mainz on loan. Samuel Edozie joined Leeds on loan as well. Now, we had a bid come in from Everton for 350 grand and Nathan Patterson for Kyle Walker-Peters, which we did accept. So Walker-Peters has gone to Everton, and Nathan Patterson has joined us, who is 5 years younger and 79 rated as well, which I think we've actually got a better deal than Everton here, and Patterson will be a backup fullback for us going into the season. So that is our transfer window done. Our Champions League group is in, and we have been handed a very favourable draw, as we have got Villarreal, Fiorentina and Royal Antwerp. Lads, it is absolutely not on the cards that we go out in the groups this season. If we do, it is a catastrophe, a massive failure. We should be topping this group easily and progressing to the latter stages of the Champions League. There's one way to find out if we do, and that's by simulating forward straight through to the end of the season. So we've arrived at the end of season 4, boys, and the board backed us with a massive transfer budget, and we have delivered on the pitch, winning the Premier League, 5 points clear of Manchester City, winning 28 of our 38 games. That is insane, and Southampton are the champions of England. Now, we did make the FA Cup final as as well, but we got smashed at Wembley Stadium 3-0 by Manchester United. Southampton just do not have much luck against United in cup finals, do they? But lads, I know something that'll soften the blow. We are actually in the Champions League final and we're going to be taking on PSG. In the group stage, we topped our group, but I wouldn't say comfortably, and Royal Antwerp got through, which is a really big surprise. Now in the round of 16, we did get De Jurgenden's IF. I've probably absolutely butchered that team's name, and we beat them 5-4 after a thrilling second leg, which we narrowly won 4-3. And lads, we actually beat Real Madrid 3-2 over 2 legs, winning the second leg 2-0 and clinching our spot in the semi-final. And then we would then go on to take Borussia Dortmund on. And what a game once again. Second leg finished 3-3. We narrowly scraped through 4-3 over 2 legs. That is a crazy run to the final. So this is how the Southampton team is looking at the end of season 4, and it is an absolutely insane team on paper. We should have 4 90 rated players in the starting 11, but as you can see, William Saliba, our best centre back, is injured. Why do I always get key first team players injured for Champions League finals whenever I rebuild someone? So we cannot use Saliba. However, we do have a very competent replacement in Taylor Howard-Bellis, but his stamina is not looking good. So before we get into the final, let's just have a quick look at our stats. And Alcaraz and Diaby were insane this season. Alcaraz got 39 goals and Diaby 36 goals and 18 assists. That man is absolutely insane. And Rafa Leao's first season with Southampton was quality, getting 25 goals and 10 assists. We absolutely smashed it on the pitch. We just need to smash it one more time in the UCL final, and we will be doing that right now as we head to the Veltins Arena to take on PSG. And it's time for the Champions League final, boys. Jones will play it out to Kasunu. One thing I am kind of worried about is that Taylor Howard-Bellis' stamina is not good. Oh my god. Oh no, this is be a bad start. Good save by Ramsdale. Oh my god, what a double save. What a double save by Ramsdale. Oh, look at this. Jones, Diaby, Worthington, I'm back now. Oh, what a ball. Oh, it's so unlucky. Alcaraz just can't get on the end of it. Jones, Alcaraz. Willock, back to Alcaraz. Look at that for football. Leo. Oh, it's straight at Donnarumma. Jones, back to Diaby. Come on, boys. This has got to be a goal. Nope. Oh, what? Oh my god, Donnarumma, man. That is a scurrily good save. What is Sugawara? What we're doing? I've give the ball away in a bad position here. Oh, Barcola's away. And if I bring Kasunu across. What a tackle by Kasunu. That is absolutely quality defending. Dembele. Oh, he's so quick. Has a dig and it's over the bar. End-to-end stuff in this half. Really, really entertaining game of football. And that's going to be half time, boys. Really entertaining half. Both teams have had chances. Let's try to find a winner in the second half. Wide to Shaw. Got a man over here. That's a great touch by Shaw. Leo's quick. Oh, Leo is quick. Leo is quick. Oh, Leo is very quick indeed. It's 1-0 to Southampton, boys. What a move that were. And our star man, Rafa Leo, puts the ball into the top corner. In the 65th minute, we have one hand on the trophy. Brilliant play by Shaw. Sends Leo in on the wing. Really good pace. Gets in front of his man. A missed slide tackle attempt. And what a finish past Donnarumma. So close, though, to that being a red card and a penalty. That was a shocking tackle attempt from the PSG defender. Don't let him have a dig. Oh, good save by Ramsdale. Instant response from PSG. That's a foul, don't it? Oh, look at the bar. I was not expecting Gusto to shoot then. Let's not let him have another chance, boys. Since we scored, it has been all PSG. What a tackle by Sugawara, but it falls straight back to Barrett. Oh, no. Mbappe. Ramsdale. Ramsdale in the last minute. It was straight at him, to be fair. I would have liked him to have caught it. Lads, they've got Donnarumma forward. Just clear the ball. Just clear the ball. Whipped in. Oh. Alcaraz, get it out. Get in there. We rolled our luck, but we have won the Champions League with Southampton, beating PSG 1-0. That was a seriously difficult game, and it is time, boys, to lift the Champions League trophy. What a team we have built here at Southampton, and what a way to round off the rebuild. And Southampton are the best team in the world. And that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. So just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help me out. And I will see you next week when we head back to Scotland.